real true, ayy, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Yo, what's up everyone, this is VCV Sips. Welcome to the channel. If you're brand new and enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy, and consider subscribing to the channel for brand new videos, live streams, music, reviews, analysis, discussion videos, and more. But without further ado, I have a pretty interesting topic that I want to go over. I plan to have a lot more Kingdom Hearts content on the channel, and today's video, I want to talk about what I believe will be Saix's major role in the future of Kingdom Hearts. In Kingdom Hearts, for many who know who Saix is one of the head members of the original organization. However, before all of that, Saix and Axel, also known as Isa and Lee, lived in the Radiant Garden back in the day before the members of the organization came to be, as everyone was working as apprentices under Ansem the Wise. And it was during a time where things were definitely different. As many people may know, if you've played Birth by Sleep, you'd play as Ventus and you'd actually get to meet Lee and Isa as they're on their way to actually try and go into the castle and try and find a specific girl, also known as Subject X. Subject X is someone that was experimented on monotonously from many various people, primarily Terranort Xehanort, as well as also Ansem the Wise, who's known about the tests and the experiments that were put on not just Subject X, but also many other children that were held captive in the bottom of the castle in Radiant Garden, which is very creepy when you really think about it. And that's something in the story and the lore that really hasn't even been much expanded upon, except in the secret reports of Kingdom Hearts 3. Starting as early as the first secret report, which is presumably by the one and only Subject X, which, if you follow Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, you would know that it's Skuld. Skuld is the girl in particular, the 15-year-old girl that was found at Radiant Garden one day. She lost the majority of her memories, except for remembering that she had 4 friends and all about a key, and that is the sum total of her memory, but she can't even recall her name, nothing. And so Terranort, as well as Ansem the Wise, everyone who was there would call her X, so Subject X, and her only solace that whole time was time spent talking with the 2 boys who would visit from time to time. I wonder who those 2 boys were. It's not like it's Isa and Lee. Oh wait, it is. Isa and Lee would go and check up on the girl who is trapped at the bottom of this castle in Radiant Garden. And it's kind of crazy to see that Lee and Isa were both so invested in wanting to save her, to save Subject X, to the point where in Birth by Sleep, Isa makes a joke to Lee after Lee loses in a fight for fun with Ventus, and Lee is told by Isa to go and carve an L on his head. And what's funny is literally a few days later, Isa, who eventually becomes Saix, crosses an X on his own face. The reason why Saix did that is because Lee and Isa noticed after a few days of first talking to Subject X that Subject X suddenly disappeared, as recalled in Secret Report 4, where in Secret Report 4 it stated that Terranort, who was the apprentice for Ansem the Wise, Master Ansem basically, that not just Subject X but many of the other subjects were released, and Subject X is presumably gone. As stated in Secret Report 4, where is Subject X now? Has wise Master Ansem hidden her away? Whatever the case, I will not be deterred, as Terranort eventually then takes Subject X's place. And now, how does this fit in with Saix in the plot of Kingdom Hearts for the future? It fits in many ways, going into deeper territory of these secret reports of Kingdom Hearts 3. Within Secret Report 5 and 6, in both Secret Reports 5 and 6, both actually talked about through Saix, as he goes, "The castle was a wonderland to us children," referring to Radiant Garden. "Within its walls, Ansem the Wise conducted his research, and the fruits it bore allowed everyone outside to live in peace and happiness, and that alone was enough to stroke our interest, though not all the rumors that escaped its walls were so benevolent. By nighttime, the muffled sounds of human wails emerged. There was talk of dangerous human experimentation. Lee and I couldn't help but hatch a plot to steal inside and sate our curiosity. On the day we finally secured entry, we descended the long spiral stair at the heart of the castle to find a dark space below it, lined with cages. There wasn't light enough to see if there was any inhabited, and we were in no position to call out any occupants within. Yet we could feel it, a definite presence, there in the black. Terror washed over us, and we immediately regretted coming." And this is on the first day they went there to try and look for her and meet her too. So that's kind of crazy. They were inspired to go to Radiant Garden's castle and to figure out what's going on at nighttime, and they come to find out all this was going down. And just as they turned to flee, we heard the faintest of voices. The urge to run was nigh overpowering, but someone or something beckoned us on. There, framed by a tenuous sliver of light, we found her. Subject X in the castle of Radiant Garden. And from this moment on, for the next few days, they would consistently go into the castle to talk with her and figure out ways to try and maybe get her out. They would sneak in, as explained deeper in Secret Report 6. In Secret Report 6, as Isa describes, it was too dim to make out her features. We spoke to her in hushed whispers. Who was she? Why was she imprisoned here? She had no answers for us, had no memories at all. She was an enigma, but I knew I wanted to help her, Isa declares. And so we continued our infiltrations. Most of them stopped short at the castle gates, and when we did manage our way inside, we would speak with her. That was all the comfort two children like us could offer. But Lee had other ideas. He was determined to free her. We slipped into the castle that day, knowing only that we wanted, with all our hearts, to save her. But we did not find her inside on that day, or the next, or any of our subsequent visits. Had she been moved? Had we simply imagined her? Lee and I knew there was only one way to be certain, and so we stand before the castle gates today, not as trespassing children, but in order to become Ansem the Wise's newest apprentices. Now, how does this all get put together? How does this all work out and make it so that for Saix, Isa himself has a major role to be played? It's very simple. Like I mentioned earlier, he joked to Lee about carving an L on Lee's face for losing in a quick little skirmish with Ventus, but Isa himself, in order to remember Subject X, carved an X on his face before being turned into a nobody within the organization in order to remember Subject X and in order to make sure that while his time in the organization, he could be Xemnas' right-hand man. He could be one of the main people behind Xehanort himself in order to figure out the mysteries behind Subject X, where she can be, and all that by being close to their sides. Which is why throughout Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories 2 and all the games afterwards, Saix and Axel's friendship continued to worsen over time until Kingdom Hearts 3, where in Kingdom Hearts 3 you could tell that even if they were on separate sides, that Isa does still consider Axel a friend. Even in Kingdom Hearts 3, Isa himself talks about Subject X and tries his best to remind Lee all about it.
Well, Roxas, I should have been there for you by now, but here we are.
Shouldn't you say goodbye to your real home?
Why?
I'm not here to fight. Relax.
Hey!
You can't eat all this. Why did you buy 3 of them? 1 for Roxas? And 2 for good luck?
I don't know. Because I felt like it, okay? Why are you here?
Got it memorized? Back when we were still friends, We used to sneak into the castle,
Yeah.
and we made a friend there, a girl. We apprenticed to Ansem the Wise to rescue her.
Yeah, and we failed. One day she was just gone.
You gave up.
I did not give up. One day we're apprentices. The next, Ansem the Wise is up and vanished. The day after, we're nobodies. Day after that, we're doing icky jobs for Xemnas. I couldn't keep up with you.
Following Xehanort's nobody was the only way to discover what happened to her. She was his lab rat.
So, you found her? I helped you rise up the ranks, so I hope it paid off.
I'm afraid not. Nary a trace. I started to wonder if we'd imagined her. Maybe she never existed.
And for the future of Kingdom Hearts, Saix will have a major role. I see him getting a Keyblade of his own, just like Lee did, and I can see maybe even Isa eventually in a game being playable. Not talking about like Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days playable, but like in an actual Kingdom Hearts game playable. Like you can actually go through a story, and I think it's very possible because Isa himself, he opened up a lot, not just in the secret reports from Kingdom Hearts 3, but also in that conversation that you guys just watched on screen from Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. It shows that Isa himself, he truly does have not just emotions, but plans, goals, endeavors. He became a part of the organization just like Lee did, but only to save Subject X. And that was what Lee was there for as well, but over time, Lee became entangled up as a nobody named Axel, going through trying to find the imposters in Castle Oblivion, as well as also making new friends like Roxas and Shion. And that's why Isa started to give Lee the cold shoulder as they were in the organization together, because he felt that Lee, otherwise known as Axel, forgot all about Subject X, while Lee himself cared about Subject X so much to the point where he would carve an X on his face. And I really feel that Saix as a whole, with all the details I've just clarified and my possible predictions for the future, can place Saix into a major role in the future of Kingdom Hearts. Thank you all so much for watching this unique, different discussion, analysis kind of video, prediction video, all that kind of thing. I really wanted to talk about this because Saix, otherwise known as Isa, he is a character that originally many people didn't really grasp or understand, but as the games go on, as the story goes on, the plot thickens, you get to understand why they are the way they are, why Isa himself, otherwise known as Saix, can be a potential major role for the future Kingdom Hearts, because he's so invested in saving Subject X that he has to have a pivotal role. In my opinion, he has to. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do not forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, stay updated on the live streams, videos, music, discussion videos, reviews, and more content provided for you. And if you really enjoyed the content, please support the channel, become a member of our community. For the 100% click, we have an exclusive Discord, a lot of other perks and benefits, and much more for your support on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I plan to have more like this in the future, and I hope to improve and get better over time. And I hope to see you all next time. Peace.